You've heard this, believe that the market is cooling, but real estate mogul and GMA contributor Barbara Corchoran is known as one of the sharpest eyes in the field, and she has spent a lot of time, as has her staff, finding the top 5 up-and-coming areas in the country. But this isn't just a list of 5 different places with good real estate buys. The reason she has picked each one will give you some tips as to what to look for when you're buying real estate really anywhere, and Barbara Corchoran is joining us. Nice to have you back with us.
Thank you, Charles.
So you've picked 5 areas, but as examples of things that people need to look for.
Things that could be applied elsewhere.
Okay, so let's start with one of them on your list, Enid, Oklahoma. E-N-I-D, Oklahoma.
You've got it. Enid is a town that if you want a big house for a little bit of money, you want to go to Enid. The actual cost of a house in America right now is $216,000, but in Enid it's only $99,000. That's a cheap house. But it's a big house, a lovely house, and one with a big backyard. It's also one of the best small cities for doing business. They've added in the last 3 years alone 900 new jobs to this small area. They've invested another $40 million and now expanding those businesses. It's a town that feels they have Yankee know-how on making money, so you can get a job there. There's lots of big old prestigious money also as well from Houston and Austin, Texas, living there now, moving there because they wanted a little piece of the charm that the town had to offer.
All right, you quoted me a lot of numbers in there,
yes.
But if I want to investigate a town, which of those numbers should I be looking at, and how would I find it?
I think the very most important number, if you want to really identify something early on, is to look and see what's happening to the rental prices. When there's a big uptick in rental prices, it simply means people are moving in for the sake of the jobs. They rent first, they buy later. So if you buy now while people are renting, you will get tremendous appreciation when you buy later.
All right, now one of them on your list is the South Bronx in New York, which might raise some eyebrows. But what you're really saying here, I think, is that look for areas around major cities that may be depressed now but are on the rise.
Absolutely. What's great about a fat, juicy housing market is it recreates itself in little pockets that weren't looked at before simply because there's a shortage of housing. And the South Bronx is one of those bizarre areas where it's really starting to happen. It's the last housing frontier within earshot of New York City. You can actually get to New York City in about 20 minutes, Midtown Manhattan. It's lost 57% of its population in the 1970s. Who would think a place could recover from something like that? But people are moving back. The public money is beginning to trickle in. Artists and trend-setting creative types are moving in. The old factories are being taken over. The warehouses are being renovated. And the developers, for the first time, are walking in there and putting down big money and big bets.
Now, so what do you look for in an area like this? One of the things you mentioned was interesting. Artists are coming in because they're often a vanguard of a neighborhood that's coming back. What else would you look for?
The best thing to do is go into an area at night. The nightlife always happens 2 years before the change is visible in the daytime. So get yourself a bodyguard if you need to, but get over there at night and assess the area. Also, if you simply track the classified ads, they should double. Classified ads selling homes should double every single month. And last, if you keep your eye on a cup of coffee, what does it cost? In the South Bronx, it's $1.25. Only a year ago, it was 50 cents less. The cup of coffee is a very easy gauge as to where prices are going.
When Starbucks come in,
it's
real estate process will follow.
Sell and get out.
Oh, I see. That's when you sell. Okay, all right.
It's too late to make money.
But if the coffee prices are going up, it means it's getting gentrified a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right, Sitka, Alaska.
Sitka, Alaska is probably one of the most beautiful, breathtaking places in all of America. It has abundant wilderness, calm, protected waters. It has truly charming and rare small cabins that sell very inexpensively. They are actually like they're right out of a fairy tale. You could pick any and just say, I could be happy here.
But it's real cold up there.
It's cold up there, but it's got warm summers and longer springs and falls than the rest of Alaska. It's got a boardwalk where you could sit and watch the whales swim by, and they have little earpieces attached to their benches where you can hear them sing. I mean, you have to love a place like that. What you can learn from Sitka is that it's an island, and 95% of the island cannot be developed. So the 5% that's left is already mostly developed. And what do you think happens when you have a pressure on land like that? Values go up.
Jacksonville, Florida?
It's the last affordable place to buy in Florida, in my opinion. Every year when the surveys come out, 4 out of the top 10 places in Florida are always in Florida that are appreciating the highest. But it's a Johnny-come-lately coming around, but it's definitely coming around. There's a section in Jacksonville called Springfield that was a porn shop row. That was its name by the locals. Now it's filled with theaters and galleries. It's a hub of culture and arts. It's got 20 miles of beachfront, and it's got a beautiful river on its back end.
And lastly, Oxford, Mississippi.
And you don't even want that little tip? one little tip
from Jacksonville?
Yeah, is it okay?
Sure.
All right, we'll do the last one short.
Okay.
It's important to know you can go dump hunting. If you know an area that is...
Dump hunting?
Dump hunting. You go to an area that nobody wants. If it's next to a prestigious area like Jacksonville, what happens is it starts to catch up in price because it's making up the lost time and the borders get blurred. It's always a place where you can make money.
Okay. And Oxford, Mississippi, university town.
Of course, it's cheap, but it's chic, and so many people are leaving. This city has taken advantage of all of the evacuees out of New Orleans because of the hurricane. 1,000 wealthy families have moved in there, and they're reclaiming their lives there, and prices are going up along with them. Also, in Mississippi, it's 10% cheaper living there than anywhere else in America.
Really? And university towns are great because there's great educational opportunities.
And they have also vacant lots that are selling like hotcakes. You see that in any town, and you know the prices are going through the roof. And that's my last tip, and I'll be quiet. Okay?
Thanks very much.